Hey everyone, what is going on? So we have more battles that I did on stream, and that's why the quality is not as good usually when I pull from the stream. The quality is just not as good, and that's okay. And I am using I don't like Charizard team very much. That's what I call it. I actually love Charizard for the record, but I battle Charizard a lot, so decided to build this team Glowing Stunfisk in the lead. Of course, if Charizard's in the lead, the Rock Slides are going to come out so fast to KO the Charizard. We also have two water types in the back, Jellicent and Pelipper, and the team worked out really well for me when I streamed it. So we're taking a look at one set today, and we'll see what's going on for us. Right now, I have the Jellicent on the Wolverine, going to be able to hit that. And I believe I'm going to try to go for the bubble down here. Let's see if we can get it. The Earthquake will connect, getting us low, but we're going to be able to barely farm down very nice, and the Ampharos is not going to get a lot of farm, which is really good. I'm going to be able to throw the Shadow Ball just to connect, doing so much damage. Let's go. So I'm going to go ahead and definitely, obviously, bring in my Stunfisk. Pelipper wants no part of this. Okay, so my opponent is throwing, and I know it's not a Focus Blast because they didn't charge up for a Focus Blast, so I'm just going to go ahead and take it. Very nice. And I'm going to go ahead and throw before they get to another possible Brutal Swing. And look for the KO against the Ampharos, and my opponent will let it go. And in comes that Charizard, and my opponent doesn't even know that I have the Pelipper in the back because they quit. So good game, well played to my opponent. Let's move on to the next one. Galarian Stunfisk into Tentacruel. Okay, this is not bad because you heavily resist all the poison attacks, but the Scalds are super effective, of course. So, not bad. I mean, you could take a Scald, so we're going to go ahead and do just that. Also, for the record, I don't have any Pokemon Best Buddy. They do have the badges. I didn't care enough to make them my buddy. But if I wasn't Legend, I would. I'd probably Best Buddy. Which one would you Best Buddy? Let me know. Would you Best Buddy the Stunfisk or the Pelipper? I don't know. I'm leaning towards Pelipper, but let me know what you think. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and just throw it straight Earthquake. My opponent will let it go, so I'm glad I didn't bait there. My in comes Swampert. I'm going to go ahead and switch immediately into the Pelipper. So this is just going to be Hydra. I'm going to go ahead and take it, of course. We know it's not going to be a Sludge Wave because they didn't charge up for it. I'm going to go ahead and throw the Weather Ball. My opponent catches on Granbull, but I'm totally fine with this going into the Granbull. And, I mean, they could take it totally fine. I'm charging up, throwing the Weather Ball into the Granbull right now. This is going to get the Granbull low. And my opponent is going to go ahead and shield it, but we should be able to make one more as we are. So we do go ahead and get off this Weather Ball, which is really nice. Going to KO. And now in comes the Swampert, and we have two shields with a Jellicent. I do actually bring in the Stunfisk here. I wanted to take some of their energy, so my opponent is going to go ahead and throw this attack right now, and then bring in and I'm going to bring in Jellicent. But either way, like if I brought in straight Jellicent, it would have been fine as well. It didn't really matter. I'm going to go ahead and call this one. But even in Earthquake, I do survive, so I felt comfortable letting that one go. I'm going to go ahead and go for the Shadow Ball, and my opponent will let that go. Maybe they called the bait, I don't know. But we are running Ice Beam, and the reason for that is because of Pidgeot. Yeah, Pidgeot. Okay, good game. Let's move on to the next one. Ooh, Ampharos. Okay, so my opponent going to go ahead and immediately switch. Now, I make a mistake here. I go into Pelipper. When I saw the Fighting type, I immediately went into Pelipper. You want to go into the Jellicent. Yes, they could have payback. Most of them don't. But you know, it's better to go into the Jellicent here against the Fighting type, in my opinion. Because obviously Rock Slide threatens the Pelipper, right? So my opponent is going to be able to throw an attack. I do shield it, and I actually CMP tied, which again is not ideal for me. So I'm going to go ahead and undercharge this a little bit. And Weather Ball is going to connect, and then I'm going to be able to farm down. Probably shouldn't have tapped any bubbles, I guess, but in comes Ampharos, and I'm going to be able to get off this Weather Ball. I think I can get off one more Weather Ball, I think, before they KO me. Never mind. Okay, so Pelipper goes down, I bring in the Stunfisk, out comes Venusaur, and this is a loss here. This is a good game. Yeah, we have no play yet. I think, to be honest, though, even if we brought Jellicent into Machamp, I think we would have lost, and, well, we would have had Shield. Maybe we would have won, because we would have had Shields. I don't know, but either way, I'm just going to go ahead and go for the Ice Beam. And hope that they, for some reason, they call it, but that wouldn't have KO'd anyway. Good game. So we're going to lose that one. But yeah, good game. Moving on, we have another Charizard. I've battled a lot of Charizards, that's why I built this team, as I said. So in comes Swampert. I'm going to go ahead and bring in my Pelipper right now. I do bring in the Pelipper against the safe Swampert because if they have... usually they have Earthquake, right? My opponents usually have Earthquake from what I've experienced. And obviously Jellicent doesn't really like Earthquake, whereas Pelipper doesn't care about the Earthquake. So they have to throw Hydro Cannons here. So I'm going to go ahead and farm up. Just go straight for the Hurricane right now. This Hurricane is going to KO. I don't anticipate the shield, and my opponent does not shield it. So very nice. And then comes Trevenant. So I actually, for some reason, throw a Weather Ball here when I got to the Hurricane. So definitely a mistake, I guess. But at the end of the day, they shield anyway, so it doesn't matter because I can't make it to another Weather Ball. I'm going to bring in my Stunfisk here because I do have the Jellicent. Jellicent doesn't like Trevenant, especially when it has Bubble, right? Plus, Jellicent does fine against Charizard, so I'm just going to do as much damage as possible into this Trevenant. We're going to be able to throw Rock Slides. I'm not even worried about a catch because my opponent's not going to want to catch a Rock Slide on Charizard, right? So I just could throw these Rock Slides safely. Totally fine. I let this go. I do survive a Seed Bomb if they go for a Seed Bomb. If they go for a Shadow Ball, it KOs me, and my opponent will go for the Shadow Ball. But that's totally fine because I'm going to bring in the Jellicent, and my opponent will throw the attack. I still have 2 shields. I could shield this one up expecting a Seed Bomb, and it is a Seed Bomb. We can take these attacks from Charizard, right? I can actually take 2 Shadow Balls, not 2 Shadow Balls, 2 Blast Burns, I believe, from a Shadow Charizard. So my opponent definitely going to go ahead and shield. And my opponent is going to go ahead and throw an attack. Do I shield this one? Do I let this one go? I do let this one go. Blast Burn. Ooh, maybe I can't take another one. Yeah, that's right. I guess I can't take another one. So I am going to go ahead and shield. This is, despite them having Charizard, this is actually a close matchup. I do go ahead and get off my Shadow Ball, which will KO. And I know they're not going to be able to reach an attack with Trevenant. So I'm going to be able to bubble down the Trevenant. So Trevenant, I would say, is tough for this team. So Trevenant almost pulled the game back for them. So good game to my opponent. Let's go ahead and move on to the next game. Stunfisk can take eventually. Absolutely love to see it. Probably the best matchup you could ask for. My opponent will switch in again. Speaking of Trevenant, I'm going to go ahead and go into Pelipper right now. My opponent will go ahead and throw an attack, and I will go ahead and shield this. We do definitely 100% have to win switch. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm going to go ahead and throw the Weather Ball bait right now. Maybe my opponent will shield. And they do shield. Very nice. My opponent is going to go ahead and go for another attack. I am going to go ahead and shield this one up. Going to be a Shadow Ball, so that is good for me. Because now they know this is a Weather Ball. They know this is a Weather Ball, so they might not want to shield it. But if they don't shield it, which they don't, I think I can get the farm down. And I'm going to be able to... No, they do get to an attack. But I know this is not a Shadow Ball. If they double baited me with Seed Bomb, they would have been able to make a Shadow Ball. Luckily, they didn't. So we do win switch there, but at what cost? I mean, it was worth it, though. We had to win switch at all costs. But yeah, Trevenant definitely tough for this team. Pelipper goes down. In comes Stunfisk. My opponent is going to go ahead and bring in this Swampert. And they will go ahead and go for what I assume to be an Earthquake. As it is, I have no shield, so no reason not to go for an Earthquake. I'm going to go ahead and go for the Shadow Ball right now. This Shadow Ball is going to not connect because they do go ahead and shield. Now my opponent will go ahead and go for an attack. It's going to be a Hydro Cannon. No, it's not actually. No, it is going to be a Hydro Cannon. I do live it, but they do farm down before I get to an attack. Which is unfortunate, which allows them to get to a Hydro Cannon. But guess what? I actually live the Hydro Cannon. Galarian Stunfisk in the Ultra League is so thick. So my opponent making an attempted catch, but they're not able to catch. So I'm going to go ahead and throw the Rock Slide. Farm down, and we're going to be able to reach the Earthquake. Very close game, but that Trevenant, again, even though we had a dominating lead, Trevenant gave us trouble, right? So, good game, well played to my opponent, but we're going to be able to take that one, yeah. So, definitely watch out for Trevenants with this team, and that's going to be a beautiful full one, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.